Go live.
I did.
Very good.
Go live while we're going live with this music going in the background. Yes, yes. Bueno dias. Buenas noches. Buenas tardes. Bonjour. Ciao, ciao. Ni ni hao. Whatever you want, we got it today. Oh, oh, uh, uh. Hello, 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 hello. Buenos dias, mi people. How you doing? How you doing?
Hi.
Good morning.
What's going on? Listen,
It's weather. I'm
it's
just
weather. It is
weather.
scarf weather. I mean, as long as I don't need to wear a hat yet, I am
Ah,
good.
sweater
I
weather.
like fall. I tell you, I love fall because
I
I
know.
can wear some
I love
layers.
this weather. It's actually a really nice.
Beautiful.
Holla for a dollar, Kika.
Hola, Kika.
Hola.
Bonjour, my love. How's everything? How's everything? How's everything? So,
Good.
definitely, it was a good weekend. Good week. Let me lower this down so we can hear each other a little better. Um, definitely a good week. Definitely, setting up some expectations for myself coming up, and at the same time, having listing appointments. That went pretty decent. They're not ready yet, as always. For all
Okay.
optical reasons. But you know what? In the long run, just keep nurturing them, and I'm sure they'll make it. They make themselves happen sooner or later, which is an awesome thing on my end. And hey, listen, I recently just dropped a couple of prices on two of my listings, and people are
Nice.
coming back. They're wanting to buy something, but it's co-ops are hard in this beautiful market.
I mean,
Not
you
too many
have a
people
lot
going
of.
after it.
I was looking at the stats yesterday for Queens, especially for Queens. A lot of prices have been readjusted. To
Yeah,
reflect the
yeah,
high
yeah, yeah.
interest rate. So you're getting a lot of the times prices from right when we got out of COVID. From a couple of years ago,
Mm-hmm.
21. So it's not. Again, if I was a buyer, just get in right now. Buy at the prices that are good, and then refi later. Because if you're gonna wait
Yeah.
for those rates to go down, you're gonna miss the boat. Prices are gonna go back up.
There's that quote that says it's. I believe it goes, "Don't wait for real estate, buy real estate and then wait."
Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate, then wait.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. And it's like marry the house, date the rate, something like that.
There you
So
go.
some
I
all
love that
those.
one
There you
too.
go.
I
There
love
you
that
go.
one.
Yes.
I've heard that one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, we are basically in 2024. Let's be real. This is it. Fourth quarter is around the corner. If yeah, pretty much you'd better start working for next year. Because if yeah, I know holidays, Yom
Yeah.
Kippur is this weekend. Then we're gonna have this holiday, this other holiday, this whatever it is, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Columbus, no more Columbus Day, some other ones. So it's gonna be a
That's right.
never-ending things, office parties, team parties. What are
Networking
we doing?
parties.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you jumped right into it, Gigi. And I think the first step that we all need to be taking is how much time is left in the year, right?
As well, now it's gonna be a little bit over. We're on the 22nd, so we basically 100 days from New Year.
Isn't today the last day of summer?
Yeah.
So we literally are about to have 3 months left.
Uh huh.
All right. So what we were all discussing prior to this going live was, look, we have 3 months left, right? How are we going to game plan, right? We've already written goals in the past. How many of you guys actually referred back to the goals, right?
Mm.
Yeah. By a show of
Yeah.
hands, for those who are tuning in, right? If you've actually went back to your goals, reviewed your goals to see where you are, how far along you are, have you done that,
Are you meeting your goals, or are you
right?
falling flat in your face? And it's okay. Either way,
100%.
it's okay because it's still not too late. I
Yeah,
mean, we've
absolutely.
been we've been like we've been talking ad nauseum, and that's Latin for until we puke,
Mm.
uh, about
You
about
know.
auditing your business all the time.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like you should have had a somewhat of a business plan, and if you don't, we'll make sure that next month we'll discuss our business plan for next year. We're not going to wait until December. It's already too late.
Yeah.
If you think about
Yeah.
it, anything you're putting under contract now is most likely going to close either at the end of the year or next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if it's a house, right? Because typically it takes 45 to 60 days to close on a house. Unless they're coming in all cash, they say, hey, I could do it sooner, which it could happen. We're not saying it can't.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It could. At the end of the year, you hear me? At the end of the year, you
Yeah.
tend to at the end of the year, you tend to find the tail, right? At the end of the
Ah,
year, you tend,
I'm going to
you tend to
readjust
come
my
across
ring
the
lights.
business owners, right? The people that own businesses, they have cash, they need to kind of invest this leftover money so they don't have
yes.
to
Yes.
pay for taxes, right? So it can happen. It's not that it can't. The question is, are you putting yourself out there enough to then run into this? Right? Are you out there often enough covering the grounds, putting in the work, putting in the effort, accepting the no's until you find a yes? Are you out there doing that? Because if you are, then you are going to come across this. That's like the cherry on top. That's what we normally
Yeah.
talk about it, right, guys?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
consistently doing some work and you're putting work into your business, you're adding new leads, new activity, new showings, new contracts, right? That's going to be the cherry on top. People see you're out and about and they're going to want to reach out to you so it can happen, right? But we need to put ourselves into that position. So what are we going to do? We're going to literally create a step-by-step procedure that we're going to implement for the next 3 months.
So let's go back. Let's retract. It's like our talk yesterday was, instead of going like everybody else, slow down during the holidays and then start to scramble back in January with our new business plan. Let's go
Correct.
against the current. Let's run towards the storm.
Mhm.
All right, as we say, and let's plan for. And actually, that's a Mike Ferry notion, but that's a great one, and you have so many twists to it. I've listened to
Mhm.
a podcast yesterday that was a watered down version of the Mike Ferry, so I was like, you know what, let's go back to the genesis. These guys have had things, like really put together for like 40, 50 years. Let's reuse it. It's still relevant. And it's the 90-day cycle. Let's have a power 90-day cycle where you're going to commit to saying, here, this is the end of the year, I'm going to do a little bit extra. It's not like a lot extra. It's like, what do you do usually on a quarter? How many listings do you get? How many sales? Hopefully, it's going to be at least 10, right? 10 contracts in 3 months. I'm not saying per month. 10 contracts or 10 listing or a combination of
Right.
both, right?
Right.
Why not commit to having two extra deals? Instead of 10, you're going to say 12 and really commit to it, knowing that we're going to be in holiday mode, knowing that we're going to have less days, less workable days, but then commit to the days that we decide to work that we're going to go 110%, right? And not, it's like we can pretty much predict from now on. You can go and talk to your partner or your spouse and say, here, what are we doing for Thanksgiving? What's going on? Okay, there is the day before Thanksgiving, that's a wash. The day of Thanksgiving, that's a wash.
Let's break it down real quick,
That's
G.
a wash. So you know the days you're gonna have off, right?
Before we just throw everything out there like that, what I would say is let's try to create a step-by-step procedure,
All
right?
right, let's.
Everybody that's tuning in right now has came back. Your kids are in school. You're
Yeah.
coming back and you're telling yourself, damn, I took some time off. We're back at it again. What are the steps that I need to do to buckle down and move forward and close out the next 3 months as effectively as possible? So what you just said right now was something very key. What should we do? Pull out a calendar for the next 3 months. All right.
Yeah.
So if you're tuning in right now, if
I'm
you're
taking a
watching
pen
this
and
as a
I'm
recorder,
gonna write down because I want to make sure we can
yeah.
put like the step by steps in our
So if you're
comment.
if you're watching this as a recording or if you're doing this now, grab a pen and pad. Let's be ideal with each other, right? Pull up your Google Calendar, whatever. Let's look at the next 3 months, right? So the first thing we're gonna do is block out the holidays, right? Starting from the end of the year, everybody already knows. Everybody for the week of Christmas, for the week of New Year's, forget it. That's off the map. So
Mhm.
let's cross that
Is
out.
it the whole week? You think it's off the map?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
So and then let's go
So
with
you
Hanukkah.
so from October to December you have 92 days.
All right. What other holidays do we have, Gigi?
So the Christmas falls on Saturday on Friday evening. So let's say from the 22nd to that
I'll say the 20th.
Monday 27, you're out. So
Yeah.
That's
that's
almost 11.
22nd to 27, that's out.
Now, just to be clear, all right, this doesn't mean that you're taking off this week. If you want to take
Correct.
it off, take it off. We're not telling you not to take it off. What we're saying
Right.
is that ideally for businesses, if you're looking for an attorney, if you're looking for a bank, chances are that week they're not working,
Yeah. So
right?
Thanksgiving, same thing. So Thanksgiving, you're gonna have from that
There's
Wednesday
it
22nd.
would be Thursday, Friday, and then
Yeah,
that
but you're
weekend,
gonna need
Saturday, Sunday.
food shopping. You're gonna need some prep. Some people go away.
Yes, I
So that
agree.
Wednesday 22nd to the whole weekend because Black Friday and then the weekend until so same thing 22nd to 27th of
So
November.
can we just backtrack for a second? I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, let's really look at this. So for those who are doing it, again, you're not only looking at what's Christmas, or we all do New Year's as well, right? So when you back out, New Year's starts on Sunday, which is the 31st. And some of us like to get drunk between the 24th to the 31st. So that's already 7 days that you take it away. All right.
I
That's
don't
that's
know
that's
about
the
that.
obvious that's the obvious truth. That's the obvious truth that happens every single time.
To
All
each
right.
his
The
own.
21st of December is on a Thursday. So obviously from 21st through Christmas, which if you do celebrate that, again, that's an extra 3 more days. That's now you're looking at 10 days that you're not. There may not be a time that you may not be
All
working.
right, so 10
Listen to
days
those
before
words. May
Christmas,
not
10
be
days.
working. Okay.
10 days or
Uh,
incapacitated. Okay.
right.
And
You may
then
not be working. All of a sudden you're on vacation mode because you want to go celebrate with your family and everything.
so
It's just
November,
fine. Which nothing's wrong.
yeah,
We're not
November
even
you'll have 5 days. So
hold on. We're not even getting to November yet. But then you also have not only Christmas, but you also have other religions that follow with that. So there's other religions that they go into that. You're not going to be able to show homes on those times either.
so
You have
Hanukkah,
Hanukkah.
okay. Okay.
Hanukkah is between literally, the 10th through the 16th, if you think about it that way. So that's another 6 more days.
We can show there are just some caveats on the first couple of
There's
days,
some
and then
caveats, but you got to
the
understand
rest of
that
the week.
adds on to it too. So you literally are now looking at 9th for the first to the 9th. That is a
Yeah, but
prime
from
time to
the,
start doing all these steps.
I mean,
So look at it that way. Going to November. All right. When you look at November that way, November's another one. November, Thanksgiving, yum yum. That's where all the
22nd
turkey
to
is going to be,
27th. All right,
right? The
that's
the
another
yum
five
yums,
days.
the yum yum meetings and everything else like that. That's going to be on the 24th, 23rd. I think it is. Let me look at my calendar.
Yeah, but
23rd.
we have to
Boom.
get
There it
prep
is.
on the 22nd. So from
There you
22nd to that
go. And then the
Monday.
21st, 22nd and 21st are usually what? If you have an office, it's potluck day. If you have an office, it is time for you
Yeah,
to network.
yeah, but you're doing it in the
So,
afternoon, so you have a
so
half day.
let's look at I would say from the 20th to the 24th. Some people may not work because they have so much networking they need to do that day, those weeks.
Right.
So again, notice how I went from 92 days. All of a sudden now we're down to like almost 72 days
Right.
of work that you need to put in
Then you
to
have
make sure.
November 1st. You have Halloween the 31st. You're gonna have kid that day's shot. November
Right.
1st, if you observe All Saints,
Well, no,
and
no.
then
November 1st is if you're done with your hangover of Halloween, then that's then that's when it's going to be okay.
no,
So
it's actually
All
also
Saints.
Christian. It's a Christian holiday. It's All Saints
Oh, that's right.
Day.
You're all right. All Saints. I agree with that too.
Yeah, and then you have the
That's
you
72 days
have
there already. That's
yeah, you
70
have
days.
also the November 2nd, which is the Day of the Dead, where people go to the cemetery.
69 days.
So
We also got election day, which closes
yes,
on the banks.
68
yes,
days. Come on now. Come
We
I
on now.
got
know.
Look at these
Veterans
numbers.
Day, which lands on a Saturday, but Friday is an observant day.
67 days.
We
All
got
right.
Christopher Columbus / Indigenous People Day
Oh,
in
jeez.
October 9th.
Really?
And
Yeah,
then right now, next week on Monday is Yom
Yom
Kippur.
Kippur.
Lord,
So
I'm just gonna
what's the
start
point that we're
blessing.
trying to make right now?
So you
I
have
feel
60 days of power. Let's
60
say
days of 90 days.
yeah,
Listen to that.
60
60
of 100.
days.
I thought it was 100. Was it 100 days?
No, 92 days. Think about it. It's
but
pretty, I
from
mean, if
today
you're
it's
including
100
these
days.
days, if you're including September, it's near 100. But the
Yeah,
point is, it's October 1st to December 31st is actually 92 days.
yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, wake up.
Yes.
I know.
Let's
I know.
start. Let's blitz this out correctly.
Right. So now you have 60 effective working days where you should be committing to giving it this extra push.
Yes.
Meaning you're going to choose also the hours you're going to be working on, knowing that what time the kids have to be picked up and all that.
So
But
that's the next step. That's
yeah,
Yep.
basically the next step because it's in pairs, right? Like
yeah,
we're looking at a calendar, we're blocking out dates that we know banks and attorneys are not going to be in the office.
right.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't work. Again, I just want to be clear about that because it all depends on you. Like just
Yeah.
Right.
because it's Yom Kippur on Monday doesn't mean I'm not doing an open house on Sunday. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Correct.
care.
Uh,
Somebody's going to show up. Whether they
right,
look again, whether
right. Not
they are
everybody
or
is
Serious
aren't.
Jewish.
buyers are
No,
out.
you're right.
Again, for me, I really love corn, but at the same time, I don't care because somebody might walk in. You know what I mean? So I'm putting myself, and this is what I meant from the beginning. Put yourself in a position where you're out there, you're looking for it. And if you're out there
Hmm.
looking for it, the saying always is, when the student is ready, the teacher will
Issue will appear.
appear, right? So
Yeah.
when you're ready to take on these businesses, when you're ready to take on more business, when you're ready to deal with just more than one client who's giving you a hard time, now we're going places.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
let's move on because I know we already went. So
It's
let's
okay.
talk about let's post those little extra goals like these goals for those 90 days that we have left and effective 60 days. Let's post them where we're gonna see them, like on in your office. Let's have them in your
Put them on
pocket.
your
Let's have
calendar,
them in your fridge. Let's
notifications on your phone.
share it with your partner, share
Yes,
it with your your work buddies, share it with your broker. Like everybody should know, like right now this next 3 months, I know everybody's on a holiday, but I'm on a mission too, and this is what I'm going to
that's
be
it.
doing, right? I think
Yeah,
this is a good one.
but
Yeah,
we need to actually go numerically, right? So
Yes,
pretty much, this is a numerical business.
yeah,
Business is our language. That's the number one language, right? So we have to really determine how many contacts we want to hit in those number 60
yeah.
days. I mean, we have to be purposeful, in every single day of those 60 days to
Oh yeah,
basically be very successful. So
yep.
how many contacts are we going to make? How many leads are we going to try to consider as
generate. Yes,
minimum of our days? How many
yeah.
appointments do we need to make?
Appointments.
We need to make, and how many contracts do we want to do per week or per day in our business?
Yeah,
That's really where it hits.
right.
You
And
know,
that's where you also need to think about who you're going to be accountable to. But you say, oh, I can be
hmm
accountable to myself. I don't know. Yes and no,
No, I
because
mean, look, I think you can. And to your point, yes and no. But it's just it comes down to how hard are you actually on yourself? Because if you're the one that looks in the mirror and says, you know what, boss, I don't feel like working today, and then the response is fine, don't work, that's not good management skills. That's not good business skills,
But you
right?
know what? If part of having your goals is to say, I'm gonna do those extra 2 deals because I want to buy my wife a new car next year, like January. Come January, she's getting a new car.
That's a good
So
goal.
guess what? This you'd better be accountable to your wife because
Yeah.
you wouldn't
absolutely.
be. Oh, I'm not coming to work. She's gonna know she's getting that new car. I don't want to sound
I'm
sexist or
gonna I'm gonna
anything.
put
You
this
know,
out.
go ahead,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
want to just put this out there real quick because this is what it is. This is accountability, right? The minute you start to say things, your subconscious state of mind starts to believe it,
yeah,
right? So
Absolutely.
my account, like here, I'm gonna put this on blast right now. My goal, Priscilla's goal, our goal together is to close out so many contracts that we have 1 years of
ahead of you.
expenses and bills that
Paid.
are taken care of, paid.
No,
That money is sitting in the account just waiting to get withdrawal to pay the bills.
yeah,
That's our goal, right? Guess what? We're more than halfway there and we're still paying out our bills, right? That's why I mentioned it last week. What was amazing was that earlier this week, we were able to say, oh, the new insurance bill or term came up for the next 6 months. We were in a position to pay it off. Here, pay it off. So my insurance is covered for the next 6 months. One bill I don't have to worry about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It feels good to do that, right?
Yeah.
My maintenance, I could pay my maintenance up ahead as far along as I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next step? Hell yeah, for the remaining part of the year,
You
this
pay it up.
for October, I'm gonna pay it off for December. So the next payment that they're asking for is January. So
Yeah.
what am I doing? I'm freeing up the headaches, the
Yeah.
pain that I was gonna have came October, November,
Yeah.
December.
Yeah.
Why? We know business slows down. We know the holiday seasons are upon
And
us.
you know
We
what?
gotta
I
buy gifts.
actually, it's funny you're saying that because I just paid my mortgage, and
You
next
see?
payment is due January 1st. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get it over.
Yep.
Let's put systems in place where I don't have to think about the payments. I've been lucky enough to
Yeah.
have like enough in advance so I could pay up stuff. So I'm like, this is all paid up, all paid up. I
For me.
I'm gonna have to call the phone company because they don't let you pay if you had zero. You can't pay extra on your phone. So I'm gonna have to call them up and
Mhm.
do the same thing. And it's like, okay, pay up until January. So I want to free up myself with those little things
Yeah.
that are really a lot of the time taking, oh my God, this and that, I forgot, I need all
Yeah.
that. I want to get that out of my head and really focus on having this power 90 days. And even if it means for me, it's not necessarily deals, it's also like meeting with agents
Of
and,
course.
and
Everybody has their
working
goals.
on working
Right.
on retaining my agents in the office and make sure everybody's happy and putting
Mhm.
stuff in place. So I want those 90 days to really like be very impactful while give the extra a little extra push. So
See?
there was another one we talked about accountability. Dedicate. There is one thing we can't forget. So yeah, we want to go hard, but let's put some time. And Israel is going to agree with me. Every day, let's dedicate some time so we can improve our skills. Script practice,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
practicing your presentation, practicing your objections, your buyer presentation, so on and so forth. Right.
Yeah.
So that
Absolutely.
yeah. So put it in your calendar. Like it's gonna be an hour a day where you need to freaking practice, and it's gonna be your script
So
practice, even if it's 15 minutes, right?
even if you're honestly, even if you're all practice out, which you will never be. Oh, the golden nugget is out. I love that. Love that. Even if the what I was gonna say earlier was if you're all practice out, so some people we do get there. We get to that level. That just a couple days you're like, oh my god, I can't keep practicing. Right? Read a book. Do something other than what you were doing.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, like some of us, when you're working out, you just don't always work out. You do calisthenic workouts. You do something else. You do something different just to change the mindset, so it doesn't become mundane. It doesn't become so like, oh my god, I'm just tired of doing this nonsense. But if you're reading a book, whether it's fiction or reading a book that it's pretty much you having to develop your skills, then do so. Do so that it actually helps you build your mind and builds your thought process throughout your 90 days. Whether it's Atomic Habits, whether it's Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is a phenomenal book. Starting with Why, or I could name books over and over again, and
Yeah. Yeah.
believe me, a whole bunch of books. But the point is, it's if you're not practicing your skill and you don't want to just for that moment, and you want to just read at least 15 minutes, then read those kind of books, or
Okay.
have it as an audiobook.
I'm still
That
I'm
actually
still
works.
uh, I'm still a proponent on keen practicing. Sharpen your knife. Sharpen your knife. Sharpen your
Absolutely, and that sharpens your knife anyways.
yeah.
That obviously sharpens your knife as
Yeah.
well.
And then since we're gonna prep for the holidays, let's go over that database. Like let's like go hard
Ooh,
at it. Let's
my
take a look
favorite.
at it. Time to clean it up. Time to really make a plan of who we're gonna contact, who's gonna receive a little envelope with a holiday card, who's gonna get some emails, who's gonna make who we're gonna pop by to with gifts. Because that's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
part of budgeting the whole thing, and seeing like who is getting emails for, because not everybody is going to have to be the not even some people are like the A clients that are referring you business. Those should have like a little bit more attention than others, I believe, right? If they're giving you referrals, couple of referrals a year, you need to pass by. So you need to also like schedule this. When am I passing by to say, hey, you know what I'm going to bring, you know how I'm going to budget that? So same thing, you pay your bill, then you budget. What's my marketing budget for the holidays?
Yes.
You
I'm
know?
glad I'm glad you touched on that, because one thing you were talking about last time was the low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
And I feel like a lot of people get stuck on, oh, low hanging fruit. And it's not that it isn't, it is, but low hanging fruit, expired leads, expired listings, right? This is the lowest hanging fruit. They were on the
yeah.
market. But I feel like we fail to forget past clients,
Oh no, no, that's the
you
first
know?
thing.
Yeah.
Before the low hanging fruit is like, let's take care of our people, those we already have.
So I
You
did have
know?
some
Yeah.
ideas for that real quick, because I'm actually in the middle of planning this, to your point, right? Because one thing is us talking about it, the next thing is that we're actually trying to do this, right?
Hmm.
So to
Right.
your point, I'm actually focusing, and whether you guys want to take this idea or not, fine. Best time right now is because of the holiday seasons to touch back on your clients, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Check in on them, see how they're doing.
yeah,
How's the home? Send them a card, right? You know what's another great idea for the holidays, Thanksgiving? Hey, get an order, get a menu, and tell everybody that you're hooking them up with pies for the holidays,
yeah,
right? Ask them, what do they prefer?
yeah,
Apple pie, pumpkin pie,
yes, yes,
pecan
yeah,
pie,
yeah,
cheap, whatever pie,
yeah,
cheesecake,
yeah.
whatever. Get a menu, have them respond back to you within a certain time frame so
Mhm.
you can pick this up. How crazy would it be that not only you're dropping pies off for Thanksgiving, right? You're showing up and saying, "Hey, I appreciate you
Yes,
utilizing me as an agent. If there's anything you need, please reach out. Oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. While
yes,
I'm here, who do
yes.
you know that might be looking to buy in the next
Exactly,
90 days, right?
exactly,
I'm on a mission. I'm looking to help 100 families this year close out and
exactly.
purchase their property or sell their home, right? I know Israel says this all the time. Who do you know that can help me achieve that, right? I'm almost there. Who do you know? When you start to include people into your
Oh
goals and
yeah,
include them
yeah,
into these
yeah,
dreams, they want to be a part of it. They're like, man, I think I know so and so or somebody or this person or that person, right? And now you're getting referral business. It doesn't have to come exactly from that person, but it can come from whoever else you're meeting, right?
yeah.
Guess what? After that, we're closing out the year, like Gigi said, holiday parties, employee parties. What about a client appreciation event? Get some
Sure.
of your attorneys, lenders, get them together. Hey, we
It
closed
doesn't
this
have to be a
client.
big thing. You can just
Yeah,
like reserve a little corner
that's it.
of Cantu over there, that little Peruvian spot, if 5, 6 people,
Boom.
and you just do a little get together. It doesn't have to be
Bring
big.
them back in, right? Guess what's going to happen? They're going to be mingling with each other. They're going to be talking about how great of an agent you were, how you assisted them through the process. They're all going to connect. They're all going to feel the same way about you. Guess what?
Yeah,
More recommendations come out. So if you're
yeah.
doing anything, if you're trying to figure out, oh my God, like where do I go from here? I took off the summer, now I'm back. What do I do? Back to the basics. In my opinion, start there.
No,
You're
start there. That's why, like,
start
look at your
there.
database, reorganize, clean up. Like, we have until October 1st, we have 10 days. That's a great time. If you want to go with low hanging fruit, and you should, let's not discount that,
Yeah,
also organize of your old expired, your old for sale by owner,
correct. That too.
and also, like, but do it smart. Like, I've been really like, working this year was all about intention. It's like, do it smart, like even prep your map out stuff. If I'm gonna be going to my client, delivering the pie, it's like, on the way there is this for sale by owner, this expired, and stuff like that. It's like, let's knock out a few doors at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, and really plan out those days where you're going to be, they feel good, and the productive days. Let's not discount the days where you're going to be on the phone as well. So that's I think that's what you need to do. Like, we're talking about setting up your that little 90-day power cycle business plan, setting up your accountability, setting up your schedule. All right, still sharpening your skills, um working, your database, where you're gonna, who you're gonna talk to, like your own personal database, and the low
Mhm.
hanging fruits. And like that's already like a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
Knowing
And
your numbers, how many phone calls, how many contacts, how many leads, how many appointments, how many contracts, so on. So, like, all this is all intentional, right?
yeah.
And let's not forget, you want to reward yourself. you like even though you're having this goal so you can accomplish that, you want to reward yourself personally. You want to also like pat yourself in the back and prep something for yourself, reward yourself with a little whatever it is. You want to go and do the spa day just for yourself at the
Mhm.
Korean spa in Fort Lee, just go for it, but plan that. It's like, I'm going to be doing all I need to do, and then this is going to be my personal reward, something that really, really feels good,
I think
right?
I think you should always have a reward. It
The one thing
Yeah,
about goals is actually, I just want to emphasize something that Gigi is always preaching is this: is be smart about it.
yeah,
You know, honestly, that spa treatment, that those things with the clients and everything, treat it as a smart goal. Something
yeah.
hmm
that's really
exactly.
specific, something that's measurable. Something that's attainable, relatable, and time bound. Give yourself, say, like, let's just say that you want to
Hmm.
start giving out these pies. When do I want to do this by? I want to do it by this certain day and give
Correct.
out
hmm
these certain amount of numbers, right? I want to have my own spot treatment. Well, you know what? I need to do this amount of things,
Yeah,
Hmm.
before I can do
in
that.
order
Yeah,
for before I can actually make this happen.
yeah, yeah,
So make
Yeah.
it a smart goal for yourself. Don't
yeah.
just throw numbers in the air like you're throwing I want to get Taj Mahal. Just get something that's relatable, attainable, and not
Oh yeah,
intangible.
but that whole
So that
90-day thing has to be attainable. It has to be
right,
something that
exactly.
you
It
can
has to be. That's
accomplish.
why it's the 90 days. Well, although it's 60 or 65, whatever, it has to be purposeful so that you're able
Yeah,
to goal yourself and give yourself a great gift at the end of the
yeah.
90
So
days.
the thing is, instead of getting the foot off the
The pedal,
accelerator pedal, keep
right?
going, push a little bit harder, but again with that plan in mind. And
And
again,
and
at the end, I mean, you know how much, because everybody's gonna crunch their let's do our business plan. It's gonna be December,
yeah,
and then they're not gonna do anything. It's a holiday. Comes January 1st, it's gonna be like, oh my god, all stressful. I need to make my numbers. I need to start
yeah,
working on my business plan. In the meantime, you're already in cruise control. You're
Yeah.
having already those deals in your pipeline. You started
that's right.
closing, and then be smart about it. Go back with that. Every quarter should be a 90-day plan. We were talking
Absolutely.
about those little steps that you even break down by weeks, by days.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And then you're on cruise control your whole career.
Yeah.
You
Because now
know,
you're just keeping the momentum at that point,
that's
Right.
right.
And it's
And
true.
then, you come from a mindset of being a servant, basically leader, where you're going to help those people around you achieving the goal and achieving their dream of home ownership and stuff like that, and everything will come full circle. You're not
Right.
running after money, you're running after helping people.
Always
Like the
keep that
whole
in mind.
mindset switches. Yes, the money will come, the rewards will come. So all are the steps that will help you accomplish that.
Yeah. I think this business is very rewarding.
Oh
I think this business is very what's the word I'm looking for? Like you can be very selfish in this building looking at all the commission, but it's also a place where if you're looking out for the other people's, to Gigi's point, then you're going to get what you rightfully deserve. So you have to put
That's
in the
right.
work and the effort. Yeah, come on. I'm not going to sit here and say that there wasn't a deal that fell on my lap. Buyer calls, they were super interested in the property. I showed it
sure.
to them one time and they made an offer, and that was the
Yes,
end of that.
yes,
Of
yes,
course,
yes.
that happens. But I will tell you also that I have transactions that lingered for longer than a year, 2 years that it shouldn't have, right? But no one
Absolutely.
looks at that part, right? So if you have the same attitude towards the person that you've been helping for 3 years, and then you get one person that you help only for 1 hour, and now you close the deal and got paid, $20,000 for work that you put in for an hour, it's not measured by that. It's what you're doing every single day.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it all falls into place. And if you
And
treat people right,
the universe works in those ways where that particular deal that fell on your lap, I go a little bit of an extra step. I want to make sure I'm grateful for it. So I want to give back
mhm,
some of that income that I made. I want to put it to something. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna have to be charity or any type of cause, or dedicating, like, or even if it's to your kids towards something. Like, I because it was such a blessing,
Mhm.
I want to treat it as such and say I'm going to dedicate a portion of those earnings to something else as a gift. And you know what? And I think each time you do that, then the universe works where it's always going to come back and give you even more of those blessings.
Yeah,
More
Yes.
of those gifts are going to fall in your
I
lap.
believe that.
No, it's true. It's true.
No,
It's like
I believe it. I
it's
mean, look,
true.
I'm not trying to get religious or anything, but
No,
it
no,
is in the
it's not
Bible,
about being
and it's about
religious.
you taking that 10%, for example, to
It's
give
the
you a
law of
number.
attraction. This
It's
is
just
really
that.
it's God, it's the universe,
Yeah,
it's whatever you call it.
yeah.
This is it. Yeah.
It's a token of appreciation. You
Yeah.
take that, for example, you take that first 10% and you put it back. You give it, whether it's to your point, whether it's a charity, whether it's helping somebody, whether it's back in your business. In my opinion, I think you should always take out whatever money you're making. Yeah, it's nice. The check comes in and you could buy yourself whatever you want. But what the key is, we want that money to continue coming in. So ideally, you would want to take 10% of all of your earnings and put it back into the business so that you can generate more income. You know
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
give you a very, very small story that happened to us actually last week. We were doing the backpack drive. We actually helped out the Queens Community House right here in Forest Hills.
Nice.
And they use our donation to for Hispanic heritage. Very, very appreciative. And on Monday, I got some emails that Queens Community House was setting us up with interns for the whole school year.
You
And
see?
I'm like, damn, this, like it's the little thing we did as an office, and it's like let's help out, let's see how, like we really want to help out our community. So it happens that the Hispanic community is the community that is really like gaining more buying power now, and we should really help them and educate them. And that organization was so grateful.
Yeah.
They just decided to set us up, like we had SYEP in the summer with them, and it's like have interns the whole year. It's like, oh, okay, thank you very much. And this is the little blessing, from just
Yeah,
doing the stuff the way you didn't expect anything in return.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
So
guys, we're not gonna keep
I
harping
know.
on this, but I know we spoke about something very interesting, and we're gonna work out the kinks on it. But what we'd like to do moving forward is that I know we spoke about setting up a game plan for the next 3 months. We'd like to kind of go into a training or kind of like a boot camp for the next couple of sessions on what we can do. We kind of gave a little summary, but maybe there's something a little more intricate that we can do. Who knows? We'll discuss it
Like
further.
actionable stuff that you
Yeah,
can really put your mind to. Yeah, definitely.
I think we should.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right.
Cool, peeps. Well,
Okay.
That
I think
was
That's
we
it.
good.
I don't
I
know
think
why
this was a good one.
I
That
don't know
was a
why
good
the
one.
music is
That's
not
all you
picking up.
need, like those little golden chicken nuggets that you guys give us every week. I do again. So appreciative of everything you've kind of been bringing to the table. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
thank you guys.
All
And
right,
thank Kika for being our MVP. So shout out to Kika.
guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
We appreciate you
Kika.
tuning in, and everybody else that tunes in. Don't be shy, man. On some serious stuff, don't
I
be
know.
shy.
I know.
Comment, yo. We're
Share.
trying to talk
Share.
to you guys, and you got us feeling like we're in a Zoom meeting with all of our team members, and all their cameras are off, and nobody wants to say anything. So cut it out. We
But
like,
that's how it is, that
ah,
you
man,
can't
come
change
on.
human
I want to
nature.
break those barriers, man. Let's talk about this stuff, man. We need more people to talk about it, and you folks are being too shy. So don't be shy. I know you got some smart things to say. Feel free to comment. Let's talk about it. All right. You're
All right.
tuning in.
Sure.
Let's discuss it.
All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Have a great
Bye,
weekend.
everyone. Have a great
Rainy
day.
weekend, but have a great weekend. And may
Be
you
dry out
have
there.
an easy fast for all those that actually observe Yom Kippur. All right.
Yes. Happy Yom Kippur for those.
It's not
And
happy. It's not. It's not
Not
one
happy.
of those greetings.
Not
It's
a happy
not
one.
happy.
No?
It's a day of reflection. Yeah. It's this
Yeah.
whole different thing right here. Hold on.
so how do I tell
You could be-
somebody? You know how you tell somebody, hey, have happy holidays or Merry Christmas? How do I tell somebody that celebrates Yom Kippur?
No, same thing. Wishing
You don't.
them
You don't really say. You just.
easy fast.
Yeah.
Who?
You don't say anything. So I guess in this
Yeah.
case, it's
Oh,
really
You just wave and shake your head.
just wave and just there you go.
Hey,
No, but you know, you
happy
can.
holidays. I always feel like happy holidays.
No, I
Right.
think wishing an easy fast is a good thing. 'Cause it's a
Okay.
day of reflection and
That's right.
Yeah.
They are
you know,
fasting. Yes.
and
Oh, here
fasting.
we go.
So,
Kika said, "Have an easy fast." All right.
yes,
All right.
have an easy fast. Yes,
I know
Kika,
fasting.
you learned from Mama. Yes, she did.
I know fasting ain't easy.
I know.
It is not easy.
It's tough.
Yeah. It's necessary,
It is
but it's
not
not easy.
It's good though. I believe in that whole fast. I don't fast like. I mean, I do intermittent fasting, but I have had moments where I'll skip out on a meal for the day, and you'll be surprised on what happens. Like you actually, I don't know how to explain it, but you feel different. You
Oh
feel a
no,
lot different.
everything. It's a whole
Yeah.
different thing. Like your body
Yeah, and
reacts.
supposedly your body and your cells tend to, because it feels like it's going into starvation mode, it then starts to self-reflect and repair itself, which is very
Right.
interesting.
And it opens up also your spiritual chakras as well.
Yeah.
Not to be religious
Not to be
or anything.
spiritual or anything. I
Yeah.
mean, not to be religious or anything, but yeah, I mean, look, you even hear about it from people who just practice fasting for health reasons speak
Yeah.
about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just necessarily religious or spiritual, but you hear it.
Yeah.
And I think it's good.
Yeah.
It helps
All right, guys.
purify the body.
No problem.
Adios,
Have a great
everyone.
weekend. Bye.
I'm sorry, everybody. Thanks for tuning
See
in.
you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Adios, amigos.